What's it like to do business with you? Are your customers educated? Are they entertained? Are they engaged? Do they leave with a service story they can't wait to tell? If so, you're probably delivering what we call positively outrageous service, or as we say around here, POS. Positively outrageous service is a pleasant surprise. It's bigger than big. The customer is highly engaged and it creates compelling positive word of mouth. It is the service story you can't wait to tell.
Line is long, at least 8 people. There's 2 people in the back and they're running like crazy to get through all these folks. I'm in the line having a good time with the people in the line, and we're talking about grandkids and the power of the sprinkle, and that I've got a bunch of munchkins at the house, and so we're picking up some donuts. I get up to the counter. Not only did they give me my order, but right before I leave, she gives me a bag of donut holes with sprinkles on them, and she says, "By the way, this is for the munchkins, the power of the sprinkle." And it was awesome. Not only did she hear,
right.
I don't know how she heard in all the confusion, but she acted on it. And that's why I love Donut Number 7. That's what it's called, Donut Number 7 in Carrollton, Texas.
Donut Number 7 in Carrollton, Texas.
Won't go anywhere else.
Being attentive and acting on it.
How about you?
Well, okay, yours was recent. I'll go back to the past. I have many stories too, but one of my most memorable things, really where I learned about positive outrageous service, was in the hotel business. Mm-hmm. I used to be at the Park Hyatt Washington. I was part of the whole opening. And the general manager had an incredible policy. He had a policy that said, never say no to the guest.
Never say no.
Never say no. If you had to say no, you have to go to the supervisor above you. So if you're a front desk clerk, you went to the front desk supervisor, who would go to the front desk manager or to the room's executive. And they figured out a way to always say yes. Probably the most extreme example of that, there was a sheik staying with all his entourage for a whole month. Yes, a sheik. It was Washington, D.C.
Sure.
So he was staying with his whole entourage, and he didn't like the placement of the light above the dining room table. And he said, can we move this 3 feet over, so because he had a larger dining room table for all his wives and everything. And we said, certainly, yes, we can do that. It will cost you $36,000 to move it and then move it back after your set.
He's going to be there for a while.
And he said, yes. We didn't have to say no. It was up to the guest. So getting creative sometimes in positively outrageous services, put the onus on the guest. Figure out ways to say yes to your guests, customers, and clients.
Yes doesn't mean free, it just means yes.
Yes.
And you went out of your way.
No? Yes.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Millennials love change. Boomers, they say, are afraid of it. But no matter which generation you belong to, there is one thing that is for certain. Our world may be changing, but we are not. Our human nature is not changing, so relax. What is changing is the way we express our humanness. Humans will always have emotions to drive our decision making. We may choose to communicate via text or hand signals, cursive, or even smoke signals, but the underlying human emotions will still be there. And here's one more truth. For as long as we can imagine, humans will love pleasant, positive surprise. And if you know that, you can use that simple fact to your advantage to retain and attract profitable customers. Positively outrageous service is service that is unexpected. If you tell people you're going to give positively outrageous service, you'll spoil the surprise. And it's the surprise that you'll see in a minute that gets customers to talk. Positively outrageous service, also known as POS, is service that is bigger than big. When you deliver POS, you go at least a little way out of your way to be over the top. If somebody wishes you a good morning, you might be pleased or charmed, but you might not be so surprised that you'll tell someone. But if somebody says good morning with a spring bouquet or a billboard, well, that's something that you might have to tell somebody about. POS is personal. For POS to really be effective, it has to have an element in it that shows that you are thinking of the recipient as an individual. Like noticing they like Irish cream in their coffee, or grabbing an article about their hometown, or maybe something that you pick up about their alma mater. POS is that service story you can't wait to tell. POS creates positive, compelling word of mouth, and that's what makes it so special and powerful. One of my earliest recollections of the power of POS came from a gentleman that I worked with who was our paper delivery guy, and he serviced all 5 of the buildings at the corporate office. And what he would do is he would give away lifesavers, you know, the candies and individual wrappers, and he would have bags of them, and he made sure that everybody at the front desk saw him, talked to him for just a moment or two, and he gave them lifesavers. We look forward to him coming into the office all the time. And that was great and that was fun, but it wasn't outrageous. What was really outrageous was on special occasions like anniversaries, never missed a birthday, he put together individual flavored lifesaver bouquets. Just a little bit that he brought individually to each of the people that had a special day, and they loved him for it. As a matter of fact, he got to be known as the lifesaver guy. I made note of it because not only did he pay attention to the person's individual likes, and he knew everybody, but he acted on it. And I asked him about it, and he told me something I've never forgot. You know the reason why he does that, besides just being a nice person, is it's hard to fire the lifesaver guy.
I'm T. Scott Gross, and I wrote Positively Outrageous Service. How about a couple of insider's tips to help make giving POS even more fun? First, you can experience Positively Outrageous Service vicariously. That's right, it's almost as much fun to watch somebody get POS as it is to receive it yourself. So when you give it, get as many people around to watch as possible. It's like you all got a good shot of POS. Secondly, Positively Outrageous Service can be used as a verb. A lot of my clients do that. They just simply say, hey, let's POS this one. And everybody knows instantly exactly what's going to happen. Well, that's all for now. Have fun, make the world a better place, and when you get a chance, give somebody a good shot of POS.